Hey everybody, my name is Mike. I am not for Coltrane. Welcome to your Coltrane Tuesdays. For this, the 19th day of October in the year 2021. It's looking like a pretty nice day outside. I haven't been out to enjoy it because I've been frantically preparing for today's webcast. So I hope that pays off. No guarantee, but we're gonna see how that goes. Hi, welcome. Thanks for checking out the webcast. Whether you're watching with us live on the 19th day of October in the year 2021, starting around 12:30 in the afternoon, or whenever you might be watching this, you might be watching a replay later, which is also awesome. That's wonderful. I'm grateful for anyone who takes a little time out of their day to watch the things that I'm doing here. I'm also super grateful to anyone who clicks that like button, who clicks that share button and shows more people about what's going on here, or who clicks the subscribe button. And there's a little bell icon you can click so that you get a notification whenever I go online, which really is usually just once a week, right here at 12:30 in the afternoon on your Tuesdays for your Coltrane Tuesdays. So today we've got all sorts of stuff. I'm the local covers series continues with a song by Seth Witcher. I'm eager to pay tribute to this song of Seth's. I don't know that I'll do it justice. We are about to find out. I've been working hard on it, but not for long enough. So we'll see how that goes. We'll talk about some things that Seth has coming up soon. We will have a visit to the Coltrane Civics Corner. It has been a little bit, but Election Day is coming up very, very shortly. That's right, it is an election year, especially here in Pennsylvania. All of the local offices, or almost all the local offices, are going to be decided on that first, just a couple weeks in November. So all that's kind of big and important, and I'll talk about how that's going to work, some of the logistics that you might want to keep in mind for that. And of course, we'll play the Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game. If you are new to the program, the way the Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game works is people give me song suggestions and I have to respond to them whether or not I know the song. If I do know the song, or if I had played it at some point and had some familiarity with how the chords and words fit together, I will go ahead and play it to the best of my ability. It will be unrehearsed, but it'll be probably not terrible. If I sort of know the song, like I've heard it a bunch of times, but I've never actually played it, I will then attempt to figure out how to play it here in front of you. Sometimes that goes better than others. And if I do not recognize the song at all, if I don't recognize the requested title, I will then have to make up a brand new song right here on the spot with the same name as the song that was requested, thereby technically satisfying the requirement. That is how we play the Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game. I look forward to receiving your requests. If we don't have anybody who's able to put in a live request, I have a backup plan, which I'll tell you about shortly. But it's more fun if people are here live and can chime in with those. So please, if you are watching this on the replay, hit that bell icon and when you subscribe so you can join us online during your lunch break every Tuesday afternoon at 12:30. So, Seth Witcher. I'm going to start off with a song by Seth Witcher. Seth is one of the hardest working and has some of the greatest hustle I've ever encountered in a performer, in a musician. Seth is constantly working, and he is tirelessly trying to get his music out there and get a little bit more exposure for what he does. It is something that, frankly, I admire because I'm not very good at it. And so, yeah, I very, very much admire Seth's hustle and how he's able to do that. He also, I should say this too, he is a tremendously talented video editor. He did quite a bit of the video editing for the Lehigh Valley Song Project, Lehigh Valley Be Free, which went on to be nominated for a Mid-Atlantic Emmy Award, so that's pretty cool. So thanks very much to Seth for his contributions to that project, as well as the thumbnail on this video, as well as the promo image that I shared on all my socials last night to let people know about this, was taken from a very extensively edited video that Seth put up. It's an acoustic cover of Wonderwall, but he has all sorts of fun with green screen and overlaying multiple images of himself in various. Yeah, it's a lot. So go check it out. It's it's very interesting. But that's not the song that I'm doing today. No, I'm doing one of Seth's original songs, which is called "The World Is Falling." I believe it is not his most recent single, but it is one of his more recent singles. And I should say this too. The subject matter is a little intense, so a bit of a trigger warning if there are people who struggle with some mental health issues. Be aware that there are some bits with that. I'll talk more extensively about that after the song, but in case anyone does need to turn away or skip ahead to later in the video when I'm talking about the ballad, you'll be able to see I've gone past the section with Seth's song. So yes, song is called "The World Is Falling." One of the intriguing things about Seth's performance is he usually plays either just by himself with a guitar, or it's him and a guitar and a drummer, a guy playing a drum kit. And the studio work that he does usually is very different from that. Usually there's a lot going on in terms of the production and program beats and all sorts of things. And I have literally no idea how Seth plays this song live, or even if he does play it live, but I tried to figure out some way that I could play it live using some of these gizmos here at my feet. We'll see if I'm coordinated enough to use all four of my limbs as well as my voice to attempt this song of Seth. So, "The World Is Falling." Let's see how it goes. Is that on? Yes, that's on. All right, here we go. Trying again. I'm going to have to do that over because I messed up an important detail. So I apologize. Going to take another shot at that. It's very complicated. Lots of different bits going on here. All right. That is one of the challenges with the looper. If you mess it up, no going back. You just got to start all over again. is my home. The world is falling and I'm screaming out, but yeah, I'm fine. I see them chase me, try to erase me, but I guess that's all in my mind. Yeah, shut me up, it's cold outside. Anxious and much, yeah, that's my life. But I wanna hold on to you tonight. I wanna hold on to the daylight. Suicide, suicide, I've been holding on at night. I don't really wanna die, but I can be alone at night. Suicide, suicide, I don't wanna die. I don't really wanna die. No, the world is falling and I'm screaming out, but yeah, I'm fine. I see them chase me, try to erase me, but I guess that's all in my mind. I'm holding on to you tonight. Help me feel good on the inside. Just one more chance to see the light. I'm holding on, I'm holding on. They say I'll never change, forever feel this pain. Don't want to feel the same, just let me go. Oh, don't say I'll never change, forever feel this pain. Don't want to feel the same, just let me go. The world is falling and I'm screaming out, but yeah, I'm fine. Don't want to chase me, try to erase me, but I guess that's all in my mind. I'm holding on to you tonight. Help me feel good on the inside. One more chance to see the light. Holding on tonight. I'm holding on tonight. I'm holding on tonight. Just want to see the light. I'm holding on tonight. Yeah. There you go. That is my attempt at "The World Is Falling" by Seth Witcher. Not terrible. It definitely wasn't as bad as some of the run-throughs that they went through, and also, yes, a little bit of a false start there. So yeah, as I mentioned, the subject matter a little intense, and I don't think that. Well, I'll say this: I've seen Seth on stage talk about how his mental health challenges have been one of the things that has actually fueled him to want to do music and to try to get out there and contribute this creativity and positivity to the world. I think it's a common mistake for us to assume that the narrator of a song is necessarily the songwriter, himself, herself, themselves. But I think it is fair to say that there are aspects of this that have been related to either things that Seth has experienced firsthand or things that people he knows have experienced. And judging by the reactions on the YouTube version of this particular song, which is just the audio, but it was so I wasn't able to see him how he actually performs it, but a lot of people have responded to it as something that they experience. So I will definitely put a link in the description to the helpline. If this is something that you struggle with, if you struggle with thoughts or impulses related to self-harm in any way, yeah, that is really, really scary and is really, really difficult, and I know some of that firsthand. One of the particularly a couple weeks ago, I did a song by Jenny Founds of Ruby Deer, and her song was talking about, so again, how aspects of your body betraying you. And this is sort of, this is aspects of your mind betraying you. Either way, the call is coming from inside the house. And how do you manage that when there's some aspect of your self, at least in some definition of yourself, that is actively not working in your best interests? And it's really, really hard. There are ways to manage it. There is hope. There are people who care about you, no matter who you are or what your circumstances are, and I guarantee you that. And so I'll put information about some helplines and whatnot in the description afterwards. So I should also say, go check out all the cool things that Seth is doing in and around the Lehigh Valley and beyond. He has a bunch of stuff over on his YouTube page. His socials and his YouTube are linked in the description. You can also go to, I believe it's sethwitcherofficial.com. That also, his website is linked in the description. Coming up soon, he has a bunch of performances. Like I say, he's a very hard-working performer. Coming up on the 22nd of October, he's going to be at the Hamilton in Allentown. That performance starts at 4:30. He'll be at Tolino Vineyards up in the Bangor area on the 29th of October. That's starting at 5 p.m. He doesn't have an event for this on Facebook yet, but also his website mentions that he's playing at Free Fall down in Quakertown on the 30th of October. That show starts at 5:30. But before any of those, this Thursday, he's going to be over at the Bethlehem Farmers Market. That's the one that Lehigh University runs up at Farrington Square, where if you follow the New Street Bridge, or I'm trying to remember the actual name of the Fahey Bridge. The Fahey Bridge on New Street, south from City Hall, cross 3rd Street, 4th Street, and it's going to dead end right at the, it's coming to a T-stop, I should say, right at the Farrington Square there by the Lehigh University bookstore. That is where Seth is going to be. He's going to be playing there from about 11:15 till about 1:15 this Thursday at the Bethlehem Farmers Market run by Lehigh University over at Farrington Square. So go check out Seth's on the socials. He's on Spotify. He's on all of the places where you can hear for your streaming and downloading needs. Check all of those things out. So let's see. And so before we will get to the Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game momentarily. So I'll tell you the rules again for how the Stump the Band game works. Then I will make our brief visit to the Coltrane Civics Corner. If there is anyone who's live watching us who would like to chime in with a live suggestion, please, now is your opportunity while I'm talking about mail-in ballots. I've talked about these on more than one occasion, and I have mine right here. I probably shouldn't include all my personal information there so everyone can see that. So yes, this has arrived in the mail, and we need to get these dropped off very, very soon. So again, this is the local election year here in Pennsylvania. It does mean that, frankly, a lot of these positions that are open, that the elections are being held for which these elections are being held, are the ones that have a really big impact on our day-to-day lives. Of course, everything that's going on with the federal government and everything that's going on with the state government. Also very important, a lot of money goes out of our pockets to support things, and we want to make sure that that's being spent in a way that we think is useful, helpful, ethical, all of those things. And the things that make a lot of impact on our day-to-day lives, everything from the potholes, in our streets to how our kids are educated, or just even how our tax dollars go to educate other kids in our community if we don't have kids ourselves. All of that ends up being determined through these local elections, and there are a lot of court positions that are open. And as we've seen, there's a billboard out about how we should want to keep politics out of our courts. But I think if we learned anything from this past year, everything is political, from like very personal decisions to things that have a very obvious large social impact. And considering the things we've been talking about over the past couple of years in terms of justice and how justice is applied by our society in our court system and all of our law enforcement, so all of that makes a big difference. So definitely go check things out, learn more about your people who are running. There are lots of resources that will, as well as websites for most of the candidates, so you can learn about what their thoughts are. The important thing with these mail-in ballots, so yes, the election day is in fact November 2nd, which is coming up very, very soon. If you haven't yet applied for a mail-in ballot, maybe think about going to vote in person. Or typically there's a way to vote early, which essentially you go to the county election office and you fill out one of these in person while you're there. If you have already sent in your request for mail-in ballots this year, great, you're in good shape. If you have not, or if you're not sure you're going to be able to get your mail-in ballot sent off, mailed off, dropped off, plan to find your in-person voting location. Again, that is going to be on November 2nd. The polling hours include into the evening, so if you can't necessarily get away during your lunch break, there is potentially some time in the evening. Usually the lines aren't very long at a municipal election, which is kind of unfortunate for the reasons I just mentioned, that these people have a lot of influence over a lot of parts of our lives. If you do already have the mail-in ballot, there are helpful instructions that come with it. that go through all of the things. Now, some of the things are very slightly different. This time it says use blue or black pen to fill the ovals completely. Previously it had said just black, I believe. But now it says blue or black, so we have either choice for that one. It is much like the old tests that you might have done in school, except we're not using a number 2 pencil. You're using the blue or black ink to fill in the oval completely. It will be scanned electronically initially, but the paper ballot is also going to continue to exist, so that when there does need to be a recount, people could count it by hand or run it through the machine again to make sure that is all correct. Look at all this. There's everything on the front and everything on the back. There's a lot of stuff on the ballot, mostly for people you've never heard of. So it can take a little bit to find out what's going on, but please make sure that you do. The process, so you're gonna, a mistake that I made last time when I was filling out my ballot, I was going along and was in the primary election earlier this year, I was humming along and filling in the ovals, and I filled in one for the wrong candidate, which was kind of annoying. And it ended up working out okay because the person that I was hoping would win that race, in fact, it did win, even though I didn't mark my ballot correctly in support of that person. That said, if you want to leave like a small pencil mark next to the oval before you fill them in, so you make sure you know what you're doing, and then erase those pencil marks, I'm pretty sure that'll be fine. The key thing is that you don't leave any extraneous marks on it when it goes in, and that the ovals are the correct ovals, the ones that you actually want, are filled in completely with blue or black ink. So you're going to take that, fill out your ballot, and then you've got to put it in this secrecy envelope and seal that up. And then you got to put it in the return envelope, like this one. And the 2-envelope procedure seems kind of annoying. Why do we have to do that? Well, the idea is that on the outside you have to sign and date it here, I believe. Yes? Yes, you have to put in the date as well as your signature here for this to be valid. That lets them know, hey, Michael Duck voted this time around. Okay, we have a record that Michael Duck voted this time. And then they take this and put it in a separate pile so they don't know which candidates Michael Duck voted for. There's not an association between my name and my votes. It's kind of a pain, but you do have this second envelope. If you don't have the signature and date on it, if you don't use the second envelope inside the outer envelope, there is a very good chance that your vote will not be counted. You definitely want your vote to be counted. Make sure you follow the instructions that are on the helpful little form. And I do love that they appreciate that. I appreciate that they do this. It includes an I voted sticker along with the mail-in ballot. So please make sure you go and do that. If you are not absolutely certain that you're going to be able to get yours in the mail by, say, a week before Election Day, check out one of the drop-off locations. There are many of them here in Northampton County. There's one at the Northampton County Courthouse, as well as one at the Northampton County Human Services Building, which is closer to me here in Bethlehem. You can also go to vote.pa.gov/return ballot. There's a button on that where it'll open and expand a little thing in the middle of the page and show you a list of all of the official drop-off locations so you can find one that's relatively near to you. Do not count on the mail taking, just a day or two to get there. And the postmark doesn't make a difference. It is not like income taxes that way. The postmark does not make a difference. What makes the difference is when the county election office has received your ballot, not when you sent it, when they received it. So please, make sure that your vote counts. Follow all the instructions. Use the second envelope. Sign and date the outer envelope. And drop it off if you're not absolutely certain that it will get there in time by putting it through the mail. So, all of those things. And now it is time for the Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game. I do not believe there have been any live requests coming in, so that means I'm going into the bag. When I am performing somewhere out in person, I will have a jar out so people can put in their requests. I'm getting a little thin. I need to get some more people to submit some requests for this. Today's request is... Okay, I probably can actually do this one. The request is for Battle Hymn of the Republic. Battle Hymn of the Republic. The request is by Owen. All right, that's one that I actually know like I think I know multiple verses of this. The question is, what key to play it in so that I can actually sing it. Yeah. All right. Okay. That will be too high, so I need to take it down from there. All right, those are chords. Those are chords. I actually have chords. Oh, this is very exciting that someone made a Stump the Band request for a song that I don't think I've ever played, but that I actually could figure out how to play it. Oh, I'm very excited. All right, let's see. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He is trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He is loosed the fateful vengeance of a terrible swift sword, I think. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. Let's see. Oh, I had never noticed that before. They're triplets in the verse because it's mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He's trampled out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He's loosed the fateful vengeance of the terrible swift sword. His truth is marching on. See, I was thinking about improvising an additional verse, but trying to improvise something with triplets. It's more challenging. Coming up with a couplet on the fly, because you only got to come up with one rhyme. But if you got to come up with two rhymes on the fly, that can be a little challenging. Well, if I had my harmonica, this would be a good one to bring the harmonica in. But that's all right. Oh, I remember there's one of the other verses, something about it gets very explicitly Christian, and the last part of it is, as he died to make men holy, let us die to make them free. But I don't remember what came in front of that. All right. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He is trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He has loosed his fateful vengeance of his terrible swift sword. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. This song that we associate with the American Civil War is something that had happened in the times that came before. We don't know how it went, but we never will get bored. His truth is marching on. Probably should be serious for such an important song. It speaks to a period in history where people didn't belong, and we needed to change things so we could all get along. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. Though it was so long ago, there still remains today lots of problems with each other that we all can say, but we find a way to get along. I hope we'll find a way. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. There you go. Battle Hymn of the Republic. I'm going to put in. I don't remember the name of the person who penned the lyrics to that. I'm thinking, yeah. I think it was a woman, and I think Ward was in her name, but I don't remember the details, so I'll post that afterwards after I wrap up here. So thanks very much to Owen for that request for Battle Hymn of the Republic. That was something. All right. So I was excited that I actually figured out chords for that one rather quickly. So please make sure that you're doing everything you need to do to get your mail-in ballot submitted correctly, or that you go ahead and find a way to get to the polls in person on November 2nd. These elections are really important, even though they're not necessarily about people that you hear about all the time on the national news. Thanks very much to Seth Witcher for writing a really cool song called "The World Is Falling." I'll post links to there already are links down there to all of Seth's things, but I'll post links specifically to the videos that I mentioned, including his cover of Wonderwall with all of his video editing, as well as a recording of "The World Is Falling," the studio version of that. And thanks also to you, everyone who's watching, people who are watching live, people who are watching the replay, anyone who hits that like button, anyone who hits the subscribe button, anyone who sends those signals to our algorithmic overlords to indicate that this kind of content is what you would enjoy watching more of. I believe I'm going to be doing a special request by one of the longtime friends of the Coltrane Tuesdays program next week here in the space, so you don't want to miss that. Please come on back for that, because it's every Tuesday at 12:30 in the afternoon. So, wait, no, it's not the special request. It's a special annual event that happens here once a year. Oh boy, I gotta get myself ready for this. Oh boy, so next week is going to be a pretty big thing that happens every October here on the Coltrane Tuesday show, and I gotta go get ready for that. So until then, please take care of yourselves, take care of each other. I will see you next time.